Alright, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about why I think Ripple will be at least $10 by December. And yes, I think it will take about that long. So I want to talk about why Ripple will be that price, what Ripple is, and why I think a lot of people are wrong about the price. So first of all, Ripple is the third highest market cap crypto coin for good reason. So what is Ripple? Well, Ripple is a POS coin, and no, not the POS that you might be thinking of right off the bat there. It is a proof-of-stake coin. So all the coins that are currently, just about all the coins that are currently out there were automatically generated. The rest of the coins will be generated over time by holders of Ripple. That's how proof-of-stake works. So Ripple is primarily used by banks, and it is currently at 99 cents. It was much higher than that at one point. If we go back a little bit, let's go back 3 months. It looks like it was about close to $4, and now it is only 99 cents. So right now it is a pretty good price indeed. And the reason why that is because all crypto coins at the moment are way, way down. If you just look at the cap, look, all of them down, except little old Zcash there. Virtually every single crypto coin is down right now. So that's not the fault of any one currency. So if you're holding on to one currency and you're like, this currency sucks and I want to throw it away because, or trade it for something different, don't really worry about it because all coins pretty much are down right now. So don't worry about that. Prices will come up eventually. It is January, typically the lowest month of the year for all coins. So you can go to ripple.com to learn more about the coin. The coin is primarily used by the banking industry, particularly the global banking industry, and I have my cheat cards here down below, so I want to talk about a few points. So debit cards were initially created in 1966 by the Bank of Delaware, and by the late 70s, debit cards were pretty much everywhere in the world. And so they haven't changed much over the years. Debit cards and on top of that, international transactions really haven't changed that much over the years. Of course, Visa and MasterCard probably have bigger servers than they did then and are able to handle more traffic. But otherwise, the system is pretty much the same. So along comes Ripple, and it's adopted by a lot of banks. So when you make an international payment with a bank, it has to go through a several-day process, and it's usually kind of hard to do because you might be in one country and the exchange of another country, their currency might be higher or lower than your currency. So it has to go through a lot of systems essentially to make that transaction, and it takes forever, and there's no transparency with it either. So that's one thing that Ripple or XRP provides is transparency for banks and for transactions between them and between the people themselves. Now, Ripple, of course, can be used by you and I just the same, but since banks have adopted it, its price has enormously increased, and its market cap is pretty huge at $38 billion currently. So it eliminates the long waits of transactions between banks. So Ripple can be done in minutes, hours tops, whereas a normal transaction with fiat could take days. So in emerging markets, Ripple is also very nice, particularly in emerging banking markets, in emerging countries where their capital is pretty low. Instead, they can just use Ripple, and everything is hunky-dory, and it transfers just fine across international borders. So it's also good for, as I said, with emerging markets, it's good for low retail and corporate payments of those who have a small market cap and their corporate small amount of money that they're working with. So that's pretty good as well. So you don't have to use Western Union and pay $40 per transaction, that sort of thing. And so while Bitcoin stores money, Ripple is much better at transacting money. So another thing is, again, cross-border transactions. You know, it currently builds an agnostic web, so everybody has the same position with Ripple, and you don't have American dollars versus this dollar or this dollar versus that dollar. So it's really, really good. So now on to the price and why I think it will be at least $10 by December, and what that would mean for anybody holding Ripple. Since it's used by banks, and as it becomes more and more apparent in emerging markets and even non-emerging markets, so major banks that are picking this up, that increases the value of Ripple as they buy it, and it keeps going up and up and up. So Ripple is just something really, really good to hold on to right now, and it's currently at 99 cents with a $38 billion market cap. And the reason why I want to talk about this video is because I see a lot of YouTubers that make videos where they think that Ripple will be $100. I've seen videos where they think it's going to be $500, $1,000, $5,000. And I think that's absolutely absurd unless there was a huge burn off of Ripple. The reason why is it's currently at $38 billion. So if Ripple went to $10, essentially 10 times the amount, it would be worth $380 billion. And if you take a look at Bitcoin, right now it's only at $155 billion. So you would say to yourself, well, that's more than Bitcoin. Is that really going to happen? Well, by the time that Ripple would be $10, Bitcoin would likely be back to 20,000, where it was for a brief period, which would make Bitcoin's market cap over well over $300 billion. So it's not a far stretch to imagine Ripple at $38 billion. And at one point, again, Ripple was at $4, so essentially 4 times this amount. So it was at one point well over $100 billion market cap. So I think that by December, it should be at least around $10, if not more. So what does that mean for you? So I'll tell you what I have been doing is once in a while I will transfer some Bitcoin into Ripple with various methods, exchanges and whatnot. And not too much at a time, so we're not talking thousands at a time or anything here, pretty modest amounts. But I've been holding on to Ripple because I know that by the end of the year, this price decrease that we're seeing here will be gone, and the market cap of most crypto coins will be back up to where they were or higher than what they were. So it's a matter of patience in the crypto world, and a lot of people lack patience, and it's really easy to talk about patience. It really is, but in practice, excuse me, it's much harder, because when you see prices go down, you panic, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you get more and more nervous that it's not going up, and then you end up selling it, and you lose a lot of money in the end. So all this time that you were holding onto coins, all this time that you were trading is all lost in an instant when you sell it early like that. So don't do that. Don't sell early. See my hands here? This is don't sell early hands. Don't sell early hands. So right now, at 99 cents, it's an absolute steal. You could get so much Ripple for $1,000 or even just $100, and then have it tenfold at least by the end of the year. So I'm guessing and I'm predicting a very modest amount with Ripple. A lot of channels that I've seen, they throw $500 or $1,000 or $5,000 out there. And I'm not really sure why, because the math doesn't really add up. Because if Ripple was $1,000, it would mean that, or even $100, even if it was $100, it would mean that the current market cap would be pretty much trillions of dollars. And that's a little ridiculous, unless there was some kind of burn off of the coin. And so the videos that are saying, you know, $1,000 or $5,000, I really think that's just for views. I really think that's just to spark interest in people so that they click on it, so they can wonder why and figure out why that Ripple is going to be this ridiculous thousands of dollars per coin. And if it was thousands of dollars per coin, the market cap would be tens of trillions, hundreds of trillions of dollars, and that is just that is just ridiculous. That's just not going to happen. I'm sorry for anybody that thinks that way. It's not going to happen anytime soon. $10 is a very modest amount. So what I would recommend doing, of course, this isn't true financial advice. I know every YouTuber has to say that now because of the whole drama of BitConnect and people hating on Crypto Nick and Trevon James and stuff. So don't take this from my word precisely, but I'll tell you what I'm doing, and that's buying Ripple slowly over time throughout the year, because I thoroughly believe that it will be at least $10 by the end of the year. So, I mean, you can just look back a month, even just a few months, and it was at $4, and that was at the height of the crypto. That was when I think Bitcoin might have been approximately that price as well. No, January 4th. So price of Bitcoin was a little bit lower. So actually, the total market cap of Ripple was pretty high at that point, and nearly $4, and that was only a month ago. So this is just a short temporary dip. So I really wouldn't worry about this dip going down. It's nothing special. This has happened over and over and over again. This is a particularly long dip, admittedly, but there has to be, at some point, there has to be the longest dip, whether it's 1 day or 3 days or a week or a month. At some point, there has to be a longest dip. So don't worry about that. It's just statistics. At some point, of course, there has to be a dip. And so Ripple, $10, in my opinion. You can check this website, ripple.com, and learn some more about Ripple. There's plenty of videos, plenty of websites on describing Ripple. And for the most part, as I said before, it's used mostly by banks for international transactions, transparency. It makes it a lot easier. Instead of using US dollars and sending it across the globe, that takes a lot of time. That takes several days to do at the very minimum. And Western Union costs a lot of money to do that. Everything costs a ton of money to send it just across an international border. It could be from US to Canada. It could be from US to whatever. You could be right on the border of another country, and it costs you a ton of money to send it across, but not with Ripple. And that's why a lot of banks are picking it up. And you might go into a bank and they're not just going to give you Ripple. Instead, they're going to use the Ripple to send it across the network, your money across the network. So they got your money, and then they send Ripple across the network, and then in the other country, you don't receive the Ripple, you receive your money that you wanted, and everybody's happy and hunky-dory with the whole situation because it moved very quickly. There was very low fees for the bank, for you, for everybody. So Ripple is a very, very good thing for banking. It is a very centralized coin. And the banks own, and the developers, I think, own about half of the coins in total. So that's kind of interesting, but it's how they sort of leverage the coin back and forth and keep the price at the third highest market cap. So Ripple is definitely a top choice. I hope you guys get into it because, yes, it's down by 11.24% right now, but that just means you're getting an 11.24% discount today. So it's kind of like one of those cheesy TV commercials. Come on down, come on down. I got some cheap cryptocurrency. We all got a bunch of fake doors. You know what I mean? So 11.24% discount today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, though, and I will see you guys next time.